Have you ever had a transvaginal ultrasound? Have you?
I feel like I have, but I don't recall it. I know when you guys were like the wand, the thing, I was like, oh, I think I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Was it bad?
I had been there. That was like my second time, which I don't remember getting it. What
are we hoping? What are we looking for? I know we talked about this before. What are they looking for?
I think like thyroids.
Thyroids in your
Fibroids.
Thank you. Fibroids.
I actually ended up getting an update from our someone had said that they like, guys, oh my gosh. So I got a text from a friend yesterday and she's like, my period cramps are so bad that I honestly think that the worst they've been. I'm so fucking sick of this. It's been 30 years. Like, I'm sick of this period and I'm having the worst cramps ever. And then someone's like, their suggestion is to go on the birth control pill, and she's like, I'm fucking not going back on the birth control, makes me crazy. And then our friend had said the IUD, but then she also was like, I forgot to tell you that I also got fibroids removed at the same time that I got the IUD. So when the bleeding stopped, it could have been a combination of both. Mm-hmm. So I'm just having like blood clots coming out during my period, which are really annoying because like it is like crazy gunshot wounds like in the pantaloons,
and this has been years.
Yeah, and it's getting really annoying. And I didn't grow up. I didn't have cramps.
Period
I didn't
issues.
Have heavy periods. It was so like nonchalant. I could go to sleepover camp. I could wear a tampon. I never leaked. I never ruined my underwear. Nothing. It was perfect. And now it's just really annoying and bad. So I go there, and it's so weird, right? So first you have to like drink the water, and then they do the ultrasound on the outside, and then you empty your bladder. And then they go and they have this wand. The lady was really nice. And she's like, you can insert it yourself or I can insert it. And I was just like, oh, God.
Wait, the wand? Like you sit there and give yourself your own transvaginal.
You can stick it in yourself.
While she looks?
And then I guess then she would have to hold it and like move it and take pictures all around.
So you sit up and do this?
You're lying down and there's like a pillow under your butt so that you're like, it's like.
I've never done this.
Okay. So she. There's like a plastic thing on it, like a condom.
Did you do it?
And then now I was like, I'll do it. And then I was like, wait, no, you do it. I'm like, I don't want to. No, just do it. And then when she's in there, you can just hear like, it's like, it was so weird having an ultrasound and having no baby in there, you know? Because I was just like, my womb felt so empty. Because every time it's always like, what do you see? Like, is there a heartbeat? Do you see the baby? And you're not allowed to ask the tech anything that they see. They're just the technician. Okay. So you're like, are they spending a little bit more time on there?
Totally.
Like, you always like overanalyze. And then she's like, well, the results will be in 3 to 5 business days. And I don't know.
They don't know what we're looking for, but let me know if you see something that you're looking for.
I can hypothesize and knock on wood, but I feel like every time I get anything done, there's nothing ever wrong.
Right. So it's going to come back.
Everything's fine. Just basically I'll have to figure out if I can go like on the pill or I guess get an IUD or like, I don't know, remove my uterus, something.
The only thing I hear about the IUD is when it goes up, it is fine. When it comes out, it's a bitch. It hurts so badly. And there was even an argument that they should put you to sleep for it.
Oh, I would. In that case, I would get them done every week.
Let me see if I can just confirm this with my friend, my producer.
And the thing is like, I don't like to do anything. Like I wouldn't want to do anything when you know it only lasts like 5 years. So in 5 years, I have to deal with this again, you know?
Your period will be gone by then.
But I have to get it out in 5 years. You know,
yeah.
I just want whatever I do to be just like, this is it. So I'm definitely going to ask if I can go on the pill, but like, I don't know. If you're done your childbearing years, why are we still dealing with a period?
I think because,
guys, they can get their what's it called? I always get they can get when they can't have babies anymore.
Vasectomy.
They can get a vasectomy, okay?
Yeah.
So they could just shoot like wild and not get anybody
pregnant. Yeah, I know,
pregnant.
but they still get shooting.
They love shooting.
That's very true.
Okay, so they get something when they don't want to have babies anymore.
Yeah.
But we still have our period.
I know.
For what?
But I have a lobotomy.
A lobotomy? Is that what it's called? No.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, you got your...
Tube side, vasectomy.
Okay.
Vasectomy. I had a chicksectomy.
And you still get your period.
Yeah.
I feel like if you get a chicksectomy, then you should not have to have your period anymore.
I got a chicksectomy. I got a vasectomy. I have my period.
If we say we don't want to have babies anymore, we should be able to do something.
That's your whole damn uterus that comes out.
Do we need it for anything?
Yeah.
What for?
To keep your body young and fresh, because when you stop your period,
Yeah.
you go into menopause, and they don't want you to go into early menopause because shit happens to your body, and they're just figuring out that when you go into menopause, you start to age faster. So this is just me thinking that I know. Okay?
I love it.
I feel like that because whenever I hear a conversation, like, we don't want you to go to menopause too early because then everything ages. So they want to delay menopause as long as possible that's why you go on hormones, to keep your body functioning like you're a supple baby machine.
So if you get your uterus taken out,
You're considered like dogs.
so if someone has their uterus removed, they're aging faster.
I don't want to say that. I just say your hormone. You don't have the hormonal releases of up and down, which keep you long around long.
Who wants to be around long?
Well, I do. I'd like to meet my robot children.
You know what's going to fucking happen to me, right? I'm
You'll
going to live forever.
forever.
I never have anything wrong. Just when I think there might be a problem. You know when people go and they're like, oh, I think I might have skin cancer. And then they go and then they're like, oh, it's worse than I thought. I got skin cancer. Remove it. Everything's fine. I get the transvaginal. You've got no problems. I have a problem with
Are you complaining
fainting.
about never having
just like, it would be a little like.
Watch what you wish for, Natalie. What you put into the world sometimes happens. I'll visit you in bed, though.
Good.
Lots.
Will you bring me entertaining things?
You'd be terrible. You would be the worst person lying in bed after a while.
But how about like just like the relaxing drugs all the time? Hey, speaking of drugs, one more thing I got to tell you.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I noticed that I have too many of my this might have to be a Tuesday, and then we'll have to go and do a Friday. It's just
I like the trans. I actually have a topic for Friday.
Okay. Oh, because also. Okay, well, my pills that I take for anxiety.
Yes.
You remember I said I have like such an abundance of them, and I'm like, why do I have so many?
Yeah.
So then I did double check that I'm only taking half of what I'm prescribed for.
Oh, well, why are you doing that?
Well,
that's fine. Okay, I don't know.
I want more, right? I mean,
I do not know this person. I do not know this person.
No, because it makes you kind of like almost like
out of touch with the world.
It's like a little lethargic, which is what Dr. Perlman said, the blue pills that we take for sleeping.
Yeah.
If you take them every day, and she used a really nice word for it, it makes you dumb. I can totally see that.
Okay.
I could totally see after taking one of the sleeping pills that my brain, it's a good feeling. You feel just like a little bit more chill, but you're a dum-dum.
Okay.
Like don't go for an interview after you take a sleeping pill.
Yeah. So are you less impatient?
I think you're just
no.
lazier.
I'm saying no. Are you less impatient on half your? I
haven't been on my full in like years. I didn't even realize I was only.
That's what's going on. No, I'm joking.
I know. I think that I stopped because I'm prescribed 100 and I take 50. I think that when I was on 100, I was like, I'm just being lazy.
Oh, you just don't want to feel anything.
No,
now you do. I'm saying before at 100, you're like, ugh, and now you just go like, I'm going to go.
This is boring. It's like, because I mean, I know that people need medication, and I know that if you're prescribed it, you should take it. And what it should really do is just make you feel like everybody else. But if it makes you feel
better
even more
than everybody else,
then that's good too.
No, I'm joking.
But if it makes you feel even less like you, like when people are like, I don't want to go on medication because I feel like it takes away from the magic of my personality, like Kanye said.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, I get that too. I do get that.
When I don't take my pill,
which one?
My anxiety one.
When
I didn't take it, and I was a really good parent for a weekend.
Yeah.
But it also makes you a more intense person, which is probably who I am. But I don't need to be that intense.
Oh, like when you are just like, no, this is enough.
This is enough. You're sharp. You feel emotions. You cry. You're emotional, like those people who like my friends that cry and stuff.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, like I would cry. I would be like that kind of a person. There's no need
feelings
to get distracted by emotions and feelings.
I mean, I feel that. I do get that. I understand that. I do, because you would feel it 10 times more than the people who are just crying.
I guess
you couldn't stop crying.
Yeah,
maybe you'd like.
Maybe they should be on
I remember one time you didn't stop crying. I was like, oh no.
See, and it's better to be around you with a little bit, because then I just feel like normal, like you.
Just don't feel anything over here. It's so weird because I have been talking to teenagers more recently. I don't know why. I think you're all great. I love teenagers. I think you're fascinating people. I think you're like such a cool species because you are a different breed than everybody. Teenagers are just their own genre. They're not tweens. Teenagers are their own thing. And I was like, if only okay, first of all, none of your feelings are that deep. I'm like, none of your feelings, they feel deep to you, and that's so good for you. It's not that deep. And everyone has feelings of anxiety, confusion, sadness, uncomfortability, wishing they could look like someone else, wishing they could be someone else.
It's very rare for a kid, like a teenager, to not feel those things.
It's actually not normal if you didn't.
Lean into it. And some people ignore it. Some
people
cultures,
think they're the only ones who are going. Some people are like, I am the only one who feels like this.
And some cultures don't allow for you to like dig in. You know what I mean? It's like, no, carry on, keep going. And then you've got another culture and it's like kids in the same class and they get to feel it and talk about it. But it doesn't mean that she's feeling any different. It's just you get to talk about it and you get to spend time on it and you have to power through.
Yeah. And there's no right or wrong. It's just you got it. I just think sometimes, and I forget that the teenager's job is just to think about themselves. Like that's just their full job is to think, because they don't have experience for hindsight to realize it. No one's looking at you as hard as you think they're looking at you. No one's thinking about you as much as you think they're looking at you. No one really, they're thinking so much about themselves. They can't even look at you. And if they are looking at you, most often there's something they like about you, not something they hate about you. And it's a lesson you'll learn one day and you'll be like, oh my God, I know what you're talking about. And I think that being anxious is nervous and being excited is anxious and nervous and excited are all the same. And so often we don't hear kids say like, I'm so excited. Or I'm so nervous. I feel so anxious. And I'm like, we got to be careful about the labels because when your parents, you're anxious, they're like, oh my God.
Right.
And we're like, you're anxious.
You might actually just be excited.
You might be so excited.
Yeah.
And that's the same feeling. And that's a crazy feeling. Or being so nervous is very normal for a presentation, for exams, for new schools, for change. Very normal. If you aren't anxious or nervous during change, probably less normal.
I know. I bless you though. Bless you for not feeling.
I don't know if anyone's not a little bit something. Like you're something. And I just thought if teenagers could just have more permission to feel things without having it a problem, I feel like we'd be so much better off because I feel like teenagers are.
It's like little kids are so good at saying I'm excited. Like I'm thinking about my kids. My daughter will still say like I'm excited. She still has that like kid way about her, but like my little ones would be like, I'm so excited. Like when Tucker was like, I'm so excited, and I was like, for what? I assumed it was that we were going to Bahamas, but I didn't know if it was something more in the near future, like that he was going golfing or something. But he'll say, I'm so excited, and TJ will be like, I'm so excited, and then it's like that excited turns into what feels just so innocent and it's mixed with happiness. It's like that feeling can get mixed with fear.
Yes, of course. They're the same feeling. Literally the same feeling. They're the exact same feeling. And I feel like when you're excited, you're hyper, you're yelling, you're laughing, you have like all of you express it in certain ways. When you're nervous, you might bite your fingernails, you might like
go quiet,
go like
shake,
like, whatever you have to do. When you're anxious, now anxiety and having an anxiety disorder versus feeling anxious feelings are two very different things. You can go through an anxious period and not have anxiety disorder. I am not trying to confuse the two for anybody. If you are in a chronic state of anxiety, just my opinion, I am not a life coach. I am not anything other than what I have read. There are different phases in your life where anxiety will heighten. It's great. Age 7, 8, 9. We've gone through it with every single one of our kids where they wake up and the world is not just mom and dad and they kind of get like nightmares or they get like they're closer to you or they get kind of panic attacks. You know how we went through that with all of our kids and we're like, oh, how old are they? Oh, grade 4, 5, 6. Yep. Makes sense. I was trying to explain to someone, it's like, if you run at a higher level of nervousness, I'm just going to call it nervousness. It's like you're eating it's like you're Pac-Man and you're just eating up all the anxiety. And then if you just go sit in your room and you just sit there with the ball of anxiety, it's like you've done nothing with it. You have to expel it. I'm like, you have to get rid of that somehow because it doesn't actually dissipate in your body. So it's like you've eaten it all and then you go and lie in your bed. And I'm like, this actually is now like kinetic energy bouncing around in your body like a maniac. And
some people are really good at knowing that, or they've learned the skill to expel it. I don't think most
I have
my One of my children, it is just so you look at the behavior and you look back at the day. You said, did that person exercise today or did they not? It is, and it's before bed and it has to be expelled before they go to sleep.
Yeah.
And it's classic.
And it accumulates if you don't. Some people need to read, some people write, some people draw, some people are artists, some people make music, some people go for runs, some people need to go outside, some people need to like put their headphones on and like, I don't know why we don't teach kids their venue of expelling the energy, because even when you have children in your house that you know who've been kept in the house too long, they have energy that they need to burn. In my humble opinion, anxiety is fucking no different. They have an energy they have to burn. Now, am I saying it's going to go away? No. But if you're having anxious feelings and doing nothing about it, yeah, you're eating the energy.
They're just going to fester.
So I try to teach my children that some people, and Natalie, this is my theory, if you have higher anxiety, you get runner's high. That if you, the higher the anxiety, the more apt you probably are to get a dopamine hit. Again, I'm not a doctor.
No, but a lot of people that go to like talk to doctors about like being anxious is they actually have to exercise. And there are people who are like, if I didn't do a run, like it's like they're taking a medication. If I don't have a run in the day, I don't like people say, I don't know how I would be able to like function if I didn't have a run every day.
But they learned that.
Yeah.
So even if you go to turn to medication, let's just say, you still have the feeling, you're still eating the feeling. So from you going from 100 to a 50, you still are having things come in, and eventually you have to learn how to get it out. Now, because we're moms, we expel so much energy naturally. Like I'm sure some people just shut down and can't go through the day. Like movement, going out, not sitting in it and ruminating is very helpful for us, because when we're moving so fast, sometimes I'm like, what don't I like that feeling of right now? Like I didn't like that text message from someone yesterday. Like the feeling is just like,
I know.
It's gross.
Ugh,
right?
Yes.
And so it could be a feeling. It could have gone to anxiety. It could have gone to, I feel it. I sit there. It was just not a like mean one. It was just, I was like, this is just not gross. Like, ew, really? Ugh. And it wasn't something personal. It was just like, ugh. Anyways, I thought, okay, we have to do something with this. And I couldn't just sit around. So like I went outside, I did the things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we've learned what to do. And I don't think most teenagers know what to do. They like to sit there and be in their mood. But you have to figure out what you need to do in order to deal with.
I always found like what I would say like got me through is actually like going through with things that I felt really uncomfortable doing. Released a part of me, and I would always say like I was always say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And like if I'm ever really nervous with things, even if things aren't related, like let's say I just have anxiety from a day, but then that week I did something that was big that I overcame. It's like a medicine for the past week, really. It can like fuel letting yourself know that you have the strength to do something they're really uncomfortable doing. And that's why, you know, they always say like parents are always, and I was just watching a movie last night. It's something like Meet My Father. It's with our funny comedian Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yeah.
And his life story. And basically the family was really wealthy of his wife, and she was an artist, and the parents went and bought all of her art pieces. So she thought she was being successful. And she was just basically like, you always talk to the coaches to get us on the team. You always help us with our homework. You helped us get into university. Like you're always like patching up these things for us. So we never actually feel like we're successful on our own.
Yeah.
And if you're not forced to do really uncomfortable things, you never know that you're brave enough to do it. And a lot of like anxiety sometimes comes like with people who have high anxiety could have something that is happening 2 months from now, and they're already dealing with the anxiety 2 months earlier. Every single day.
Yeah. They're thinking about what they look like when they walk down the street.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what do I look like?
That's why, honestly, I think that uniforms are so amazing, because when I was at a school with a uniform, I didn't think about what I was going to wear. As soon as I went to public school, I was obsessed with what
you were going to wear.
Oh, it took up so much stupid time, and I actually thought people would notice. And if anyone were to actually be like, I like your skirt, or like, I'm like, done. Yes. score. It was worth it, you know?
Oh,
So stupid. Such a waste of stupid time.
I know, but I think you can't, again, you can't tell teenagers. You can't tell them. But I do hope they know that like anxious feelings are and you're in so much transition in your life. Like it would be the peak of anxiety for anybody, let alone someone who ran a little bit more anxious. Like you would be anxious about university, about girlfriends, boyfriends, about friends, about not doing it right, but volunteer hours, about what do you look like? Oh my God, my body's changing. What the fuck is a period? Oh, now I have to go make out with people.
She's got a job. Should I get a job? Do I need to make money? Am I behind in that? Am I like,
dances, going to a dance with people and getting a boner? I'm like this. I mean, like you're dancing a slow dance. You have to walk away from that person and get a boner.
I was thinking about that last night. I was watching another show, and the girl had to it was a sex scene, and she had to ride the guy, and she was doing a really good good scene. He's allowed to get a boner, and she just knows that's normal, right? Like
I think they tuck it in.
Oh, because I was like, that's sexy. Like he's gonna have to get a boner.
So I brought it up with some of the guys at the party I was at on Saturday because they were talking about slow dances. Because when we were in grade school,
I never thought about it when I was slow dancing with it. They might get a
neither,
boner.
but I could feel it sometimes.
Oh, I could not.
I know this is a Tuesday or a Friday. I don't know what this is right now.
Tuesday.
So I said to them, I was like, I would never, if I was a guy and we used to do like Stairway to Heaven as a song for slow dance at the school
Dude,
dance.
I never thought about it. I remember slow dancing to that song and I never thought about it, but maybe I didn't put my body close to him.
Imagine you're a grade 7 and 8 boy.
And you're tenting it.
And you are
what
high.
Did I say he said, the kid
you
said
are
stiff
high anxiety.
Brick.
You're high anxiety.
If they're talking about brick, they're talking about a boner.
You're high anxiety. And you have a dance coming up. And you know a slow dance is coming. And you know you're going to dance with a girl. I don't know who talks about what they do. I don't know how they know what to do. Anyways, we were talking about slow dancing at the party I was at. And I'm like,
was there any slow dancing at that party?
So I was like, do you guys slow dance anymore? They're like, they've kind of gotten rid of the slow dancing as a whole at all of the dances and the parties in the schools. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, is that because of the... is that because of this thing? And they're like, what? I'm like, well, that's awkward. Like, what do you do in your khakis when you're like walking off the dance floor? And they were like, oh my God. And they all talked about it. They tuck it. I'm like, they would tuck it in their pants. I'm like, oh my God. So you guys knew what to do. They all kind of laughed as a joke. And I was like, do you teach your kids to do this? Because I am mortified for all the grade 7, 8 boys who are in gray track pants who are just like, because all the boys are track pants now. And you're dancing with the teachers all at school. Is that why it was dark?
Oh, yeah.
And you're dancing and they slow dance for like 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Or there was another one by Guns N' Roses that was so long. And I was like, I never thought about it until I thought about it. And I was like,
slow dancing was so awkward.
And if you're an anxious kid and then you got that, but maybe back then they didn't know what anxiety was. They just felt nervous about their having a slow dance, or maybe they'd go to the bathroom.
What did they do in the bathroom?
Not come out while the dance was going on.
Oh, that's a good one.
I am not going to dance for 7 minutes with someone.
I will tell you that I only ever slow danced once.
I think I've done it more than once.
I guess we'd had to listen.
We would have school dances in the middle of the day, lights off in the gym.
Is this junior high?
Grade 7 and 8.
I was at a girls' school. We did not have that.
Slow dances dances in the gym. How fun! But the teachers were all there.
Dark, and then
like 2 to 3:30,
and then it just changed to like everyone just dances together, because my mom was at a school and they would have a dance for the grade 6 graduation, and there was a time when there was slow dances and then they just went away. I guess you get to a point where you're like,
this is awkward.
Parents are like the teachers are like, the slow dance is awkward for kids. Why put them in that situation?
Sure
but
is.
Maybe they should have been put in that situation so they could overcome it.
I know, because eventually you're going to slow dance somewhere. You know what I mean? Like someone's going to slow dance somewhere.
Slow dance is just grinding when you get older.
I know. It's like, this is a slow dance for all the couples out there. And I was like, it's me. Like
all the couples out there, and everyone's not a couple's like, oh God.
Anyways, I was thinking of just like, I feel like girls talk about their anxiety so much more. Not saying that boys don't have it. I just don't know why it seems to be a conversation amongst the females more than the males about like,
it is literally one of the reasons that I feel like my daughter cannot quit dance.
Oh, because of dancing.
She knows it. She knows it expels her energy.
so she eats. It's like Pac-Man. She's got her
Oh,
thing.
she knows.
I don't know why we don't teach kids this in school. What is your how do you release your feelings that are overwhelming? What are your overwhelming feelings and how do you release them? It blows my mind.
I feel like we're doing a lot of that, and I don't know if it's just our junior school that I'm in right now, but
sure is.
there was a whole week of it.
I think it's your teacher.
It was a whole week of it and a whole assembly for it, and people walked around with feelings.
I don't mean that. I mean how to
expel
cope,
your energy. Yeah.
how to cope, how to deal, what to do, what is normal. Not just like that. Some people have disorders. That's very true. But everybody in this world is going to have anxious feelings. Hard stops. Everyone's going to feel sadness. Hard stop. No one's not going to feel these feelings. What do you do when you have that? I'm not sure why we don't.
Yay!
Exactly.
That actually feels really good, and I know what she's doing.
I know.
It really helps.
I know. Or like hitting pillows. I don't know what you. I don't know. Like excited.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
it's such a good release.
So
she's really got it down.
I think when I'm in the teenage world and I'm talking to them and I see them, I'm like, girl. I mean, we are all of us. I feel nervous sometimes and anxious.
Is there anything right now you can imagine that would make you feel like in a situation that would make you feel a bit nervous right now?
Well, I know the feelings that I don't like that cause anxiety. I know the feelings of uncomfortability that I don't like. Like I don't love social situations.
Right. Yeah.
I don't love the feeling of, that's so weird about us is we don't love the feeling of going to new places. Like we don't like,
thank God for wine.
Once I'm there, I don't mind, but I prefer a small radius, which is weird. I love talking to people, but I don't, it's the expectation of having to talk that can be exhausting.
Yeah. I don't like being one-on-one with someone that I don't know well.
I and I'm sure we take the responsibility on ourselves of having to carry conversations, but sometimes I'm just like, I just don't have the capacity.
Yeah.
I wish I could just stand at the bar.
Oh my God. And I love like people who like actually like don't feel uncomfortable, like in silence with another person, like driving in a car with someone that I don't know well.
And they're silent.
I have to talk. But I'm wondering, do they not know what to say and they're thankful that I'm talking, or would they actually be fine with just staring at traffic?
I feel like most people don't overthink shit like we do.
Oh, I don't know.
You think that they're thinking? Because if they thought, they'd put music on it. Like why don't you just put music on?
Why doesn't everyone put music on?
I have no idea. It's such super weird.
Oh,
if you're ever in an awkward situation, just put music on.
Yeah, and by the way,
if you have a teen party, put music on.
And it also just creates such a lovely positive vibe. Music is a magical thing.
I want to know if in that basement the other day if there was music.
Which one?
You'll know in a minute.
The circle?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
I have to because
when I went to the house, at the beginning, there was music, and I really appreciated that.
That is so
cute.
And
it also changes your mind about the person being a host.
No, it is having music is a huge. Oh, I wonder if the next place had music.
Oh God,
a vibe is important. And by the way, a vibe when you're studying, a vibe when you're like, going through things is really important. A vibe is important.
And music is special.
Yeah, it is special. The right music.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
a good host, just so you guys know, and this just
but I'm a good host. I just don't give you food.
No. A good host has music.
A fun host has music.
I think even a good one, considering other people's.
Have you ever sat in a room?
Yeah.
Like gone over to someone's house and sat in a living room and just sat on the couch and like there's like something on the table and you just sit there and talk?
Yes, I think so. I feel like I've been there.
Like there's no music?
Yeah, for sure.
And you just sit there.
I actually still notice when people have music because I'm like, good for you. Because there's times when there's not.
I used to have music on all the time, but my kids watch TV and I can't have the music and TV's on. I can't have the three of it. Hurts my brain.
Especially with open concept.
Worst mistake I ever made.
Oh my gosh. Well, this Friday turned into a Tuesday because I guess we just had a whole bunch to say. So
about medication and anxiety. And if you are listening to us, help your children figure out how they expel their feelings, because
Can you imagine that your son didn't play hockey? He would have a lot. I saw him sitting beside his sister in the car.
He does it all the time. He just walks up.
You can just feel his energy.
He just walks up and starts like touching your face. I'm like, you can't touch And then you
He doesn't
see
know
it.
what to do with his body.
Sometimes I say to Natalie, he's quite big. He's too big for some of the behavior. And I'm like, this is called too big.
Yeah.
You look too old for your young behavior.
Yeah.
And it's not fair because
Yeah.
he is the age he is.
Yeah.
He's only grade 7. And they're kind of
I love it.
They're
It
kinda-
looks great.
they're kind of trying to walk with him.
If he's not embarrassed, who cares?
I mean, I'm fine. He's like just touching like this in my face while we're walking the
Yeah.
dog down the neighborhood. I'm like,
Yes.
and then he's like, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing right now?
He's talking about his feelings. Happy Tuesday,
I
guys.
actually asked him if he had feelings. I have feelings, Hockey. I'm like, that's not a feeling. Hi.